What's good, y'all? It's Ali back at it again with another YouTube video in which I give you guys mental models you can use to become extremely successful and accomplish all the goals you are after. So let's get right into it. So today we're talking about best routine. So this is like a little bit different from my normal like consistency meaning, discipline meaning, focus meaning type videos. But I kind of wanted to talk about this because I feel like a lot of you dumb niggas, you fall into this trap of worrying about having the best possible routine. You'll ask like, oh, what's the best routine? What's the best routine to have here or where or whatever? When it's not actually like that. There is no best routine. There's only the routine that works best for you. But first and foremost, let's define best routine in the context of you being able to accomplish your goals. So what does it mean? It means whatever allows you to do the most amount of work during your awake hours. That's just really what it is. That's what the best routine is. It's just whatever allows you to do the most work possible during your actual awake hours when you're awake. That's what it takes to have the best routine. Why is it like this? Because what allows you to achieve your goals is doing the work. And doing the work means developing your skills or capabilities that help you make progress with your goals. That's what matters. That's what turns you into a fucking winner. Are you able to do the work or not? So whatever allows you to do as much work as possible per day is your best routine. This means it can look whatever way you want it to look. As long as you're able to get at least 8 hours of sleep, right? So during a 24-hour block, right? Because there's 24 hours in a day, you get 8 to 7 hours of sleep. Boom. So you have about 16 hours of awake hours. So that can look whatever way you want it to look. If you want to wake up really fucking early in the morning, fine. If you want to wake up late in the evening and then you work until early into the morning, fine. Like, it doesn't really matter what it looks like as long as you're able to do a shit ton of work. Because a lot of you niggas are like, I'm a morning person, I'm a night person. I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you are. As long as you're able to do a shit ton of work during a 16-hour block of time that you're awake, great. It doesn't, because think about it like this. If you're able to work fucking 14 hours a day, it doesn't fucking matter when you're waking up or going to sleep. As long as you're doing the fucking work. Because the work is what makes the difference. That's what turns you into a winner, just doing the work. So don't confuse yourself into thinking, oh, I gotta wake up in the morning. I gotta make sure I go to bed at this time and wake up at this time and do this thing. I'm like, nigga, no, just the work is all that matters. And that's kind of the bigger picture that I kind of want to talk about. And the deeper reason as to why I made this video. I don't want you guys to get stuck in the whole morning routine and routine shit and doing this and that thing. For example, oh, I got to make sure I get a cold shower in. I got to make sure I meditate. I got to make sure I journal. I got to make sure I walk through nature. Because this is a lot of that self-improvement bullshit. This is a lot of that. You're looking at guys, and I've fallen into this trap too, of course, guys. You're looking at guys who are millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, whatever. Guys who've reached a high level of success, and you're looking at their routines, and then you see that they're doing a cold plunge. You see that they're journaling. You see that they're doing a walk through nature. You see that they're meditating and shit. And you think, oh, fuck, I bet I'm going to just do that shit too, and I'm going to become a millionaire. No, you're not. You're a dumbass. You're a retard. That's not how it works. The work is what matters. That's the main emphasis of all this shit. You actually doing the work and developing skills and abilities is what turns you into a winner. Think about it like this, to give you guys an example to make this really easy to understand. If you want to become a bodybuilder, or even more simple, if you want to build a lot of muscle, what do you have to do? Let's be real. You already know. You got to go to the gym and pick up something heavy and put it back down and then do that over and over again. And your muscles will get bigger. We all understand that. Do you think then guys who become very massive and very successful in terms of bodybuilding, they were like, okay, in order to become a successful bodybuilder, I got to make sure I get my cold plunge in. I got to make sure I meditate, got to make sure I journal. You know what I'm saying? Got to make sure I walk through nature for 15 minutes a day. Do you think this nigga is thinking that? No, he thought I need to go to the gym and lift some heavy shit. So if you are competing with another guy who's thinking like this, and you're able to spend as much time per day going to the gym and lifting heavy shit, while this other guy wastes 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of his fucking day doing all this journaling, meditating, and cold plunge bullshit, and you're able to use those same 4 hours or add that to the amount of time you're already working already, you're going to destroy that nigga because you're just doing more work. And the work is actually what makes the difference. The work is what turns you into a winner, guys. It's not all this other random bullshit that the supplementary bullshit that you see that these guys who are already successful are doing. They're already successful. It doesn't fucking matter that they're doing all this other shit. That's not what made the difference. But you know, when you're a young guy, you kind of fall into this trap because you're still trying to figure out what really matters when it comes to winning because you haven't won very massively yet. And you're trying to learn, which is a good thing. But unfortunately, you fall into these self-improvement traps and, you know, seeing guys who are already successful and being able to see their routines. And you think that, oh, if I just mimic their routine, then that's going to turn me into a winner too. When you're ignoring what actually matters, which is the work. And that's what I really want you guys to understand from this best routine thing. You just need to make sure you're able to work as much as possible. Using the gym example again, you just need to make sure if you want to gain muscle, how do you spend as much time during your wake hours being in the gym, lifting the fucking weight? That's what's going to help you gain muscle. That is what matters. When you add in all this supplementary nonsense, the meditating, the journaling, all this other kind of stuff, what are you doing? Just wasting time. Are you trying to become a professional meditator or a professional journaler or a professional nature walker? No, nigga. You're trying to get bigger in the fucking gym. So that means you just got to lift the damn weight. And that's where all your priorities should be. So ignore when you see these guys who are really successful, when you see this stupid self-improvement shit, don't fall for these traps that you need to add all these random supplementary things into your life. No, just make sure you're doing the things that actually matter. Make sure you know what work actually helps you move forward with whatever goal you're trying to achieve. Like we said with just the gym example here, you know, you understand, hey, if I want to get stronger, I just got to lift the weight. So all my focus and attention should be, how can I spend as much time as possible per day lifting the weight? And just do that every single fucking day. Because if I just do that, I will get stronger. This is why those base principles always reign true throughout time. The consistency, the focus, the discipline. Because that's what it takes. Because you're being consistent to what? The work. You're being disciplined to what? The work. You're focusing on what? What actually matters? The work. You get me? So yeah, man. So that's really just, I really wanted to all say, it's just something I was really thinking about. Because I've fallen into this trap too, guys. I'm telling you, like, with all this stuff that I know in terms of accomplishing goals and achieving goals, like, it's because I learned this. I had to learn the fact that, like, oh shit, like, the best routine isn't like, oh, you got to do this, you got to wake up here and whatever. It's whatever allows you to do the most work per day. And that could look whatever way you want it to look. You have the freedom here, you know? So that's even another thing I'll kind of add here is just, you got freedom, guys. You have the freedom to set shit up whatever way you want to. As long as you're able to do the work, that's what fucking matters, y'all. So yeah, man, let me know how you guys felt about this. Was this easy to understand? Does this break a lot of beliefs that you've had now when it comes to you accomplishing your goals? Do you now realize, like, oh, all this shit is just a distraction. I need to get rid of all these other supplementary things because that's not what actually is going to make the difference for me for whatever specific goals that I'm trying to achieve. I need to get rid of all these hacks and habits or whatever that, you know, all these success guys, because there's a lot of success porn on the internet. That's why I try so fucking hard with my videos to make videos that are just simple and actionable. I'm not trying to give you guys success porn. I'm trying to just make you guys win, you know, so I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. You know, you just need to ignore all this success porn and do all this. You got to do this habit and whatever, like whatever allows you to do the most work. You know, of course, if you're able to understand that now, you're like, okay, boom, Ali, I'm switching shit up. I'm just going to make sure I'm able to do the most work per day. And I'll remove everything from my life and my daily activities that does not help me do more work, right? If you understand that shit, you're like, okay, Ali, I'm going to act on that shit. Then like the damn video because more guys can, of course, benefit from this shit. I want to keep growing the fam. This is for young, ambitious men. I want you guys to become winners, reach the peak of your power, reach the peak of your masculinity. And this is how you do it, you know, by just focusing on what matters, which is the fucking work. And of course, to subscribe, my boy. Because once again, we're trying to grow the fam. I want more guys to be up in this shit. And I'm always making videos like this all the fucking time to simplify what it takes to achieve your goals. Because when shit is simple, all that's left to do is do the work instead of sitting here and thinking and being confused and thinking you need to fucking put your head in a fucking bowl like Ashton Hall's dumbass. And that's going to make you successful. Like, come on now. Let's be real. So yeah, man, that's how we do it. Best routine. If you fuck with this shit, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. And with that being said, I'll catch you boys in the next YouTube video. Deuces.